Saruman has tasked you with a dangerous mission. Journey up the Misty Mountain's southern peak in search of the orc Mugash and capture him alive. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Line Unbroken, my progression-style playthrough series of The Lord of the Rings, the card game. I'm playing the Nightmare version of the second quest from the Voice of Isengard Deluxe expansion, Nightmare to Catch an Orc. And I'm debating whether I should keep this hand or not. See, I mean, Keys of Orthanc is nice. I very much like all this card draw. This is really good to have right at the start. But it doesn't contain crucial cards like Student Gondor or Asphalloth. And this quest being what it is, having key cards in your opening hand can be more significant than it usually is. But on the other hand, the draw should hopefully get me through things. So let's keep the hand. So, set up. Each player removes the top 20 cards of his deck and places them aside as an out-of-play deck. The first player takes Mugash plus one Mugash's guard for each other player in the game and randomly shuffles one face down into each player's out-of-play deck. Place any remaining copies of Mugash's guard aside out of play. And for the Nightmare setup card, each player shuffles one copy of Vigilant Orc into his out-of-play deck, set both copies of Mugash's Rage and any remaining copies of Vigilant Orc aside out of play. Forced when the players advance to stage 3A, shuffle both copies of Mugash's Rage into the encounter deck. So, slight issue with the Octagon deck. These Vigilant Orcs have encounter card backs, so if I put them in the out-of-play decks, I will know when they're coming up. I mean, technically, I suppose I can't actually control when they're coming up, so maybe that's not even an issue. But just in the spirit of complete fairness, I am instead going to just add in a player card which is not actually present in either of my decks. Beyond's Hospitality, which I never use. So I know for definite that when I draw this from the out-of-play deck, that's not a card that's actually meant to be there. So this means I'm not actually grabbing the Vigilant Orcs. Mugash's Rage is here, and I don't need these two Mugash's guards, just this one and Mugash himself. So flip those over. I'm going to shut my eyes while I hit page down a lot of times so that I don't know which card I'm sticking where. So this one goes in here along with one copy of Beyond's Hospitality, which is actually a Vigilant Orc. And slight oddity of playing two-handed in Octagon. When I do this, move 20 cards to secondary deck. As you can see, there's nothing in the secondary deck. It's put them in the secondary encounter deck. But this isn't a problem because that's still a deck that I control. I just have to remember to go to the right tab down here. So, that's all the setup sorted. Mugash and his orcs have been raiding the surrounding countryside from their hidden lair in Methedras, and carrying loot and captives back into the mountains. It's time to put an end to this menace. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck for a mountain location and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck, then advance to stage 2. So, this is one reason, well, this is the big reason why it's really nice to have Asphalloth in the opening hand. Because if I could immediately play Asphalloth onto Glorfindel, then I would choose as one of the starting locations Mugash's Lair, which has 2 quest points. So then I would be able to just immediately explore it in the staging area and have less threat in the staging area. As it is, probably just go with 2 copies of Methadrus, as they are the lowest threat. Where's the other? There it is. Of course, there's the problem that if I travel to them while it's the active location, each location in the staging area gets +1 threat, but for the start, it is the lowest threat. Other than Broken Lands, which is not a mountain. So, let's see how we go. Stage 2. Orcs prowl the mountainside on the lookout for intruders. A single horn call from one of the sentries would have every orc in Methadrus scurrying out of their holes to fight. You must move carefully to avoid detection while you search for their captain. Time 2. Forced. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, shuffle the discard pile into the encounter deck and reveal 2 encounter cards per player. Place 2 time counters on this stage. Response: after questing successfully, cancel all progress that would be placed on this stage, then place 1 time counter on this stage, or if Moogash is in play, advance to stage 3. Okay, so Control M. And a Gildor's Council and another test of will. Okay. So, well, I'm going to be doing multiple bits of Doomed, so I suppose it's not crucial that I immediately play the Keys of Orthanc. Okay, let me just look over here. I will be drawing some additional cards, but I want Light of Valinor. I might, so I can get an extra resource from the Keys of Orthanc, and I might just spend all 3 resources on Light of Valinor and Bilbo, leaving me with no test of will available, but more willpower. Whereas over here, I mean, Gildor's Council would be pretty nice if I could do it right away. So there's only one thing stopping me potentially just playing the Keys of Orthanc immediately with Erkenbrand's resource, and that is that, of course, if I can find a copy of Steward of Gondor, then I can play it. Okay, let's just start with Seeing Stone. And search my deck for a card with the Doomed keyword. Okay, there's another Deep Knowledge in there. And just looking around in general, there's a Steward of Gondor. There's 1 Steward of Gondor and 1 Asphalloth. The other 2 copies of both those cards are in the out of play. Oh no, 2 Stewards of Gondor, only 1 Asphalloth. 2 Dunedain Warnings. Okay. It's reasonable. So then let's go Deep Knowledge. Doomed 2 and both decks draw 2. Let's see, yeah. I am leaning towards... Yeah, okay, so let's accept that I'm not getting steward this round, I think. And then Deep Knowledge again, exhausting the keys to add a resource to Glorfindel. And there's Steward of Gondor. So, yeah, that's very annoying. I can get it next round. Okay. I mean, I really want to play Gildor's Council, so I guess I just leave it at that. Now over here, so obviously I was saying Bilbo, but now it could be Arwen. Arwen is, I think, a better choice, and yeah, I am going to play Light of Valinor right away. And yeah, and put the Rivendell Blade onto Glorfindel. So, okay. In the quest phase, I trigger Grima's ability, Doomed 1, pay 2 for Gildor's Council. Quest for 2, 4, 6, 9, 11 against the 4 threat in the staging area. Arwen targets Erkenbrand just for the extra 1 point of defense. I reveal 1 card, a Methodros Orc. When Methodros Orc attacks, the defending player shuffles 1 random card from his hand into his out of play deck. Okay. So that's added 3 threat. So I make progress on the quest, which means I just add a time counter. And now I guess I travel to Methodros and engage this Methodros Orc here. Deal a shadow card. Erkenbrand defends. No shadow effect, 5 attack against 4 defense with the boost from Arwen. And we attack for 6, ignoring a total of 3 points of defense between the Rivendell Blade and Aragorn. So, Methodros Orc is dead. Oh, but the forced effect, when he attacked, the defending player shovels 1 random card from his hand into his out of play deck. So, that would be, if I do a random discard, Bilbo Baggins is shuffled into this out of play deck. But it's fairly okay. So here we are. Okay. Quick Beam is nice. Rohan Warhorse is kind of nice. No enemies in play for the Secret Vigil, so play the horse. And nothing else really to do, so put Glorfindel isn't a scout. Put Warden of Arnor onto Idrain. Over here, trigger Grima's Doomed 1, which gives an extra resource to Glorfindel and means I can pay 1 for Steward of Gondor. Actually, I don't have to put it on Erkenbrand. If I would rather... No, I think it's still reasonable. I will put it on Erkenbrand, exhaust it to get the resources back, and then move one of them to Grima, not Grima, Biffa. Then pay 2 for Quick Beam, dealing with damage to get him immediately ready, and then pay 1 for an Ent Draft onto Erkenbrand. Okay, there is 3 threat in the staging area because meth address is the active location and is therefore increasing the threat of the meth address in the staging area. No Guildhall's Council this time. Quest for 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. I'm still questioning this placement of Steward, actually, because I could have just put it on Biffa. Had more law resources. I could have transferred a resource from Glorfindel. Okay, yeah, actually, let's say I did that. So Erkenbrand does not have any resources. But instead, I had 2 here, 2 more from Steward, 1 from Glorfindel, 2 on Quick Beam, 1 on the Ent Draft, and I can still potentially play Secret Paths. I think that's going to be a better way of doing it based on cards I had available. So, yeah, I'm still just questing for 13 against 3. Guard Warg. And Meth Address Lookout. So, that's 7 threat added. I'm making 3 progress, which is fine. Oh, technically, is it fine? This is so okay. I should have removed a time counter at the end of last round. So, response: after questing successfully, cancel all progress that would be placed on this stage, then place 1 time counter on this stage. I think strictly as it's written, that shouldn't require you to actually be placing progress on this stage. But I'm pretty sure it has been ruled the other way, that you have to have some progress that would have gone on this stage, which you cancel, in order to place the extra time counter. So I'm making 3 progress, which is enough to explore the location, but not to put progress here. So I need 1 more. So going to play Elrond's Council, drop my threat, and get 1 more willpower. And I can save the Secret Paths for another time. So that means 4 progress. I cancel the 1 that would go on here and instead place an extra time counter. So this, forced when Meth Address leaves players an explored location, each player searches 3. So also Idraean readies because I explored the location. So the searches thing in this quest is just make sure this is shuffled. Each player discards the top however many, in this case 3 cards of their out of play deck, takes 1 of them into hand, and any enemies are put into play. So I'm going to discard the 2 events and put Gandalf in my hand. Over here I have to go to the global tab for the out of play deck. I definitely did shuffle this one, I put Bilbo in it, but just to be sure. Okay, 1. Bjorn's Hospitality is a Vigilant Orc. And then I'll just stick Bjorn's Hospitality in the victory display. And Elrond's Council. Okay, so since I have attachment recursion in the form of Second Breakfast, and potentially thingies. Erebor Hammersmiths. I think I take the Elrond's Council and discard the Secret Vigil. And now I have a bit of a problem, actually. So, okay, first off, the Vigilant Orc, after it enters the staging area, it makes an immediate attack against the first player. If this attack destroys a character, remove 1 time counter from the current quest. This, in and of itself, is not a problem. The problem is that this has an engagement cost of 1. This has an engagement cost of 25. I will have to engage both of them, plus the extra attack from the Vigilant Orc. Erkenbrand can only defend once. Well, actually, I have the White Council. That could get an extra defense. How much does it take to... Yeah, I can kill either of these. So, okay. So if I defend with Erkenbrand, he is 4 defense thanks to Arwen, so that's no damage. Travel to Methadras. This deck is first player, so I can get both of the enemies here, which is where I want them. Dealing shadow cards. Now, Guardwag, after the engaged player discards any number of cards from his out-of-play deck, Guardwag makes an immediate attack. So that's a thing. But, okay, yeah, that's actually not really a problem. So, so I have to, I think, take a risk on this one. I take the Guardwag undefended. Attacking enemy gets +3 attack and +3 defense until the end of the round, and I have a dead hero. Right, there was nothing I could really... Well, I mean, I could have taken this one undefended, but that would have been a bigger risk. Because I could have used the White Council, obviously, to ready Erkenbrand to take another defense, but he could only take 1. I could have actually defended the attack, though I would have... Like, Idren would have been the obvious choice, and 6 attack would still kill her, even if she was defending, rather than me taking an undefended attack. And in any case, I wanted her still ready, because with the defense reduction from Aragorn, Idren and Aragorn could kill the Vigilant Orc. Glorfindel could actually kill the Guardwag by himself, and Aragorn could ready and do nothing to the Methadras Lookout, which I could engage via his ability, which is important because I don't want to leave the Methadras Lookout in the staging area, because it forces you to remove additional time counters. So that one shadow card just screws over my entire game plan, which is unfortunate. What was this one? Yeah, see, attacking enemy gets +1 attack. So if I'd taken this undefended, it still would have killed a hero. There just wasn't a good option here. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so here we are again. This is a good opening hand. I've got a Light of Valinor, Elrond's Council. Unexpected Courage is very nice to have. An extra action on Erkenbrand obviously would have kind of saved the game last time. And Bofur is potentially a bit of extra willpower. This, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure I'm going to mulligan. Gildor's Council is a good start. Right? It's good. Calabrian Stone, you know, a nice little bit of extra willpower. Keys of Orthanc, good, but no card draw, and as I meant, I mean, I suppose I did say Asphalloth is very important, but actually only 1 card right at the start. That is some extra resource generation. Or an extra willpower. I suppose I can't do all... well, no, I possibly can do all three of those. But no, I think I mulligan this one. So mulligan gives me... there we go, I've got Asphalloth. So Gandalf is also pretty good. Gildor's Council, I won't be able to do it this round, but following round will be fine. Move all of these out of the way. And now, oh yeah, I need out of play decks. So move 20 cards to secondary. Once again, I need to randomize these. And there we go. And Beyond Hospitality, which is actually a Vigilant Orc. Move 20 cards to the secondary deck here. And add these in. Shuffle. And so now also I need two mountain locations, which I'm still going to take one copy of Methadrus. But then for the other one, as I mentioned, I can take Mugash's Lair because I have Asphalloth to immediately explore it. And Mugash's Lair is... well, Mugash's Lair is a great one for this because it's only 2 quest points and it doesn't actually trigger the searches thing. Because although that's the central mechanic, it's actually kind of problematic. Because of exactly what happened to me last game. I got an extra enemy when I wasn't exactly ready for it. So it can be nice if I have non-searching locations to deal with for like the first round or two while I'm getting my board state established. So, okay, Control N. Let's see if this goes a bit better this time. Okay, there's a Deep Knowledge. So let's go. Dooms 2, okay, I found a horse. Bilbo and a Test of Will. Calabrian Stone, okay, I could play that. Right, so I definitely want Asphalloth. I think Calabrian Stone is a pretty reasonable idea. So I'm going to use Grima's Doomed 1 to pay only 1 for Calabrian Stone, and I'm actually going to put it on Idrain because obviously, so here's the thing, like if it was later in the game and I could definitely get an Unexpected Courage onto Aragorn, then it would make sense to put it on Aragorn, giving him the spirit icon so he could help play spirit cards. But his primary purpose is just for combat, so the willpower would be wasted. Glorfindel and Idrain both use their willpower, obviously, and I do have Light of Valinor ready to go, but well, Glorfindel, I have Light of Valinor ready to go, so he will definitely be ready for combat. Whereas Idrain only readies if I explore a location. So there could be rounds where I don't explore a location, and thus she is not ready for combat, and Calabrian Stone takes up a restricted slot, so there's more value in keeping Glorfindel's restricted slots free because he will always be ready for combat, where Idrain might not be. Then I also pay 2 for Asphalloth, and 1 for Light of Valinor, saving 1 for a Test of Will, and I will play the Rohan Warhorse, I think. I suppose I could actually save for a possible Treebeard, but I think this is also a pretty reasonable idea. So, okay. There is currently 6 threat in the staging area, but I'm going to commit to the quest. 2, 4, 8, 11. And then exhaust Asphalloth to explore Mugash's lair, since I explored the location Idraen readies. So I'm actually questing for 11 against 2. And we reveal Methadras Orc again. And Broken Lands. While Broken Lands is in the staging area, progress cannot be placed on locations in the staging area. So that's added 5 threat. I still make progress, so I get the extra time counter. I'm going to go to the Broken Lands, partly because being able to place progress on locations in the staging area is useful, and partly because, as I mentioned, it's nice to have locations early on which don't actually have you searching your out-of-play decks. Unfortunately, I don't have any defense boosts yet for dealing with this Methadras Orc, so this is going to hurt a bit. I could defend it with someone other than Erkenbrand to mitigate that, but I think I just hope that I can find a Warden of Healing soon enough. So, 2 damage. And, yeah, I can definitely kill the Orc. Control N. Remembering to remove a time counter. And okay, so immediate unexpected courage could be good, though of course I don't have the defense boosts which I really want on Erkenbrand to make that particularly good. I do want to do the Gildor's Council. But yeah, on the other hand, if I transferred a resource to Bifur, I could use Grima's ability to pay 4 for Gandalf, and then the player sequence is wrong, so I would not be able to put Defender of the West on him, which is kind of the idea. It would still be pretty good, but maybe I save that for next round. So as noted, Unexpected Courage on Erkenbrand is not going to be super helpful given his low hit points. I could play Treebeard, but I would not have a resource left for Test of Will or anything else. So maybe I just play Bilbo. Yeah, okay. Let's play Bilbo. It's a bit of extra willpower. I can search my deck for a pipe. There are no pipes in my deck, but this means I can find out what is in my deck. So, yeah, we do have Shadowfax there for Gandalf. Some weapons. All reasonable stuff. Feints. Not entirely sure what in particular I was looking for, but this is all fine. And over here, Yeah, I need my resources for Gildor's Council, so I guess nothing. I'll transfer a resource to Biffa, but then given all these lore cards in my hand, I'm still going to actually use Grima's ability rather than pay the full 3 resources for Gildor's Council. So there's only 2 threat in the staging area. Quest 2, 4, 6, 9, 11. No, sorry, 2, 4, 8, 11, 13. I do need to make at least 7 progress. And of course, doing it this way means I also still have a resource for secret paths. So, Mugash's Lair, okay. Well, that adds 4 threat, but Broken Lands restriction only applies while it's in the staging area, so I can exhaust Asphalth to explore Mugash's Lair. So I'm questing for 13 against 2. I explore the Broken Lands. I add a time counter here. I travel to Methadrus. And that's it for the round. Control N. Remove a time counter. And another Treebeard over there. Okay, so now the Gandalf option is starting to look appealing. Obviously I can also go for my Ents. Yeah, I mean I could play Treebeard as well. Seems like a I think that might be the way to go, just get my 2 big neutral allies into play. So, Doomed 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gandalf. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 for Treebeard. Set him to generate resources. I'm not playing Defender of the West right now, partly because I want the resource for a Test of Will, partly also because if I don't use a Test of Will I could transfer the resource to Biffa for a Secret Paths if I need one, and partly because the main point of Defender of the West is to share out the threat increase. But actually I suppose that would apply immediately, but still I want the resource for Test of Will or Secret Paths or Bofa. Though actually my willpower should be fine, so it's mostly just for a Test of Will. 0 threat in the staging area. Quest for 2, 4, 8, 12, 15, 17. Okay, either reveal an additional encounter card or remove 1 time counter from the current quest. So, I suppose I could cancel this. I could probably deal with another card right now. Or I could possibly deal with removing a time counter. So I think, it's risky, but I'll go for the time counter. And okay, a method just lookout. So this is all fine. I have made easily enough progress. I explore Methadras and ready Idrain and place another time counter. So now what I want to do is engage this Orc Hunter. I do not engage the Methadras Lookout. Deal a shadow card. Erkenbrand will defend. Attacking enemy gets +1 attack for each location in the staging area. There are no locations in the staging area, so that's fine. 3 attack, 3 defense. He's getting -1 defense from Aragorn. So I attack with Aragorn. 3 attack is enough to kill him. I ready Aragorn with the Rohan Warhorse and trigger Aragorn's ability to choose an enemy not engaged with me and engage that enemy. Takes 9 to kill this guy. He's -1 defense. That doesn't matter. He's now dead. Okay, this deck gets an extra +2 threat from Gandalf. I remove a time counter. Oh, I explored Methadras and completely forgot about the searches, so let's hope there are no enemies in this, otherwise I'll have a complicated time unpicking things. There was an enemy. Oh. Okay, let's check the other one as well to see how complicated this is going to be. Secret Vigil, Bilbo, the White Council. Okay, no enemy there. No sign of a second breakfast yet. Bilbo's already in play. I can't afford the White Council right now. Oh yeah, I do have an Erebor Hammersmith. If I wanted to discard the Secret Vigil. So let's go with that. Over here, I'm going to take the Seeing Stone, discard the Wandering Ent, and spawn this Vigilant Orc. So, okay. We had this guy, and this guy, and this was a shadow card. Erkenbrand is ready. Everyone here is ready. The Vigilant Orc makes an immediate attack after entering the staging area against the first player, so I will defend with Gandalf. Good start. Shadow effect does not add anything. Okay. Engagement costs 35. I can't avoid it. That's annoying. Don't have a tactics resource, so even if I were to Seeing Stone Deep Knowledge into a feint, I couldn't play it. So ultimately the crux is that I have to engage both of these enemies. And one of them will end up here. So, oh man. Yeah, I think think the way I have to do it is going to be like this. Deal shadow card. Erkenbrand can defend this one. Takes no damage. Cool. Idrin defends this. Takes 2 damage. Okay. Because of the defense reduction from Aragorn, Glorfindel and Aragorn are enough to kill this guy. He goes to the victory display. I drag over the hunter, ready Aragorn with the warhorse, kill the hunter, drag the lookout out of the staging area, don't have to remove an extra time counter, and I'll have to deal with the lookout next round. Wait. No, hang on. I added 2 extra points of threat for Gandalf. So at the time of engagement, this deck was only 33 threat. This one was 35. I could have played Nelron's Council and not had to engage the thingy. I'm not sure that would have actually made a significant difference, so whatever, it's fine. Control N. Another Seeing Stone. So, okay, let's play the Seeing Stone and go searching for deep knowledge that isn't there. There's also only 1 Warden of Healing actually in the deck. All 3 Stewards of Gondor, all 3 Dunedain Warnings, so that's nice. Okay, so now there's definitely something to be said for getting that Unexpected Courage into play, but I mean, I should play it and just trust that I will get the defense boosts / healing soon enough, probably. So put the Unexpected Courage onto Erkenbrand. I mean, there are also some 3 attack enemies which he is still fine to deal with. Put Defender of the West onto Gandalf, which means he transfers to this deck's control. And over here, oh yeah, I was thinking of playing an Erebor Hammersmith to get back a Secret Vigil to put on this guy. I mean, there are plenty of higher threat enemies that I can put Secret Vigils on, to be fair, so I could still play the Hammersmith now just to make sure I get that Secret Vigil and don't wind up discarding some other attachment in the interim. Quick Beam is not urgent, so yeah. Play the Hammersmith. This deck retrieves the Secret Vigil. Erkenbrand will give his resource to Biffa. I suppose I could also, if I wanted, use Grima to play Quick Beam as well, or a Wandering Ent. Just keep amassing the board state. Of course, right now, the staging area is empty. But in the long run, yeah, okay. Gonna do it. Actually, no, because secret paths... Well, secret paths shouldn't be a thing with an empty staging area. So... Just because it's the Wandering Ent, because it takes the extra round to become useful, and so the sooner I play it, the sooner it is useful. Okay, questing. 4, 8, 10, 12, 14. Guardwag. And a Methodrus Orc. Okay. 7 threat, that's fine, I still add the extra time counter. This deck is first player, so this deck can engage both of the enemies. And, okay. So, well, Erkenbrand can certainly defend against the Warg. That's fine. He can't defend against either of the other two because they would kill him. So, those will have to be defended by Gandalf and Treebeard. Oh jeez, I can't actually kill either of these without some help from somewhere. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do, this would swap over the shadow cards. But if I do it this way, then Erkenbrand can still defend this. He still takes no damage. Treebeard or Gandalf? Defend it with Treebeard. Deal 1 damage to the defending character. He then takes 2 damage from the attack. The Erebor Hammersmith can defend this, and defending player shuffles card from hand into out of play deck. Okay, that's not a problem, and that's fine. The Hammersmith is dead, but it's fine. So, yes. No, I was thinking, should I have put these the other way around, but that wouldn't have worked, because the Erebor Hammersmith is not a sentinel. So, okay, so then if... Oh, and actually, in retrospect, I could have thought this bit through. I should have defended with Gandalf rather than Treebeard, because next round Gandalf will be over here and Treebeard won't be. If I need to give him another defense. So 1 damage from the shadow effect and 1 damage from the attack. So, right, yes. So Glorfindel and Aragorn can kill the Warg. Ready Aragorn with the Warhorse and engage this guy, who takes 8, but that's actually 7 because he's -1 defense from Aragorn. So 7 attack. Kills the Methodrus Orc. Discard this shadow card. Control N. First player token moves before anything else, including raising threats. So Gandalf is the threat from Gandalf happens over here. Well, yeah, Gandalf's forced is at the end of the refresh phase anyway, so he's already moved by the time it triggers. Okay. Pay 2 for Quick Beam. Deal 1 damage to ready him. Over here, I'm going to play the Secret Vigil. And I guess that's it. So questing 2, 4, 8. 10, 12, empty staging area, no active location. Let's go with that. Remove a time counter. I want to keep all my heroes ready for combat. I want to keep the Wandering Ent ready just in case I need another chump. I suppose I could quest with Treebeard because I can ready him with his resources, but I might need that readying for other things. So, okay. Surge. Right. When revealed, either deal 1 damage to each exhausted character or remove 1 time counter from the current quest. And Surge. So this is all still the first card. Each player discards the top 3 cards of his out-of-play deck. Add each enemy discarded this way to the staging area. If no enemies are added to the staging area this way, Mugash's Cunning gains Surge. I could cancel this. It might be a good idea for me to cancel this. I'm going to cancel this. So that's the first card of staging. And Orc Trail. After Orc Trail leaves players an explored location, choose an out-of-play Orc enemy, either set aside or in the victory display, and add it to the staging area. Then the first player searches for. Okay. The sequence is annoying on that, but okay. So let's travel to the Orc Trail. Yeah, this should be fine. Engage this Orc Hound. Deal shadow cards. So, Erkenbrand can defend against the Hound. No damage. Treebeard defends against the Lookout. Attacking enemy makes an additional attack against you after this one. Okay, so he takes 2 damage. I pay 2 resources to ready him. Deal another shadow card and do it again. Okay, so Treebeard's down to 1 hit point, but you know, it's fine. Idren will kill the Orc Hound. Then I will Asphalloth the Orc Trail. So after it leaves players in an explored location, choose an out-of-play Orc enemy, either set aside or in the victory display, and add it to the staging area. Then the first player searches for. So I'm going to take a Mugash's Guard because they have a high engagement cost, so I can potentially avoid engaging them. I think. after I trigger the Secret Vigil. And then the first player searches 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No enemies. Okay. I obviously already have Quick Beam in play. I have a Secret Paths in my hand. The end draft would be really nice, but so would the extra card draw. I think I have to prioritize just drawing things quickly. So, okay. And this location is explored, which readies Idrain, so I can attack for 9. Take out Lookout, finally triggering the Secret Vigil. Drop each deck's threat by 3. Ready Aragorn. And I could pull down Mugash's Guard. Aragorn could do 1 damage. Or I could leave it there. Oh, I should have added a time counter in questing. I think it's probably better to leave the Guard, because I don't have high defense. So this round Gandalf will move before his extra threat applies, so it goes to this deck. Yeah, if I hadn't had that extra attack, then I could have used the White Council to ready another hero here, and also ready Treebeard and killed Mugash's Guard immediately. But alas, 'twas not to be. So, Control N, and I remove time counter here. Another Daeron's Runes. Okay, so Daeron's Runes. A defense boost, that's great. Discard Gandalf. And Daeron's Runes. Steward of Gondor and a Warden of Healing, also great. Discard the Seeing Stone. I'm specifically not discarding these spare copies of Asphalloth, because if I find another Erebor Hammersmith or a second Breakfast, I can still dig out that end draft. So I immediately want to put Steward of Gondor on. Oh, this is out of sequence. What can I do over here? Arod is not that big a deal. I could get the Unexpected Courage into play. I could just hardcast Bofa, though I'm not entirely sure that I need to. The extra Unexpected Courage, probably a decent option. I'm about to get Erkenbrand up to 4 defense, and with healing available. So it's getting more reasonable to just stack Unexpected Courages on him. Or I could put it on, probably not Aragorn, because he already has readying from the Warhorse. Possibly Glorfindel or Idrain. But on the other hand, possibly still Erkenbrand. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Just keep essentially planning for the future. Put it on Erkenbrand. I could just put another Rohan Warhorse on Aragorn, but I'd rather save that slot for a weapon. So maybe I don't play Arod. Save it for a possible White Council. Okay, so I play Steward, and then exhaust it and get the resources back. Immediately play Dunedain Warning to get Erkenbrand up to 4 defense, and transfer the other resource to Biffa. So, okay, here's the thing. I could trigger Grima so that I could play the Warden of Healing for 1 resource, leaving me 2 resources so that I could then immediately exhaust the Warden and ready him and heal up some damage. But that would put both decks at 40 threat, which would force them to engage Mugash's Guard, which as it stands they don't have to, so if I reveal a different enemy I can engage it, kill it with Aragorn, and then engage Mugash's Guard and not have to defend it, which I would prefer. So I'm just going to play the Warden normally. And okay, so questing 2, 4, 8, 10, 12. There's 3 threats in the staging area. I guess maybe I do actually send Idrain. 16. Okay. And we reveal Methodress Peak. X is the number of characters controlled by the first player, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Methodress Lookout. Okay. So, that's added 9 threat to the staging area. I still make progress. I can travel to Methodress Peak. I can put 2 progress on Methodress Peak with Asphalloth. And I can engage one of these enemies. So I guess the Lookout has less attack. So that's the one I want to go for. And I will defend it with Erkenbrand. No shadow effect, he takes 1 damage. So I can do my healing now. So obviously I want to heal Erkenbrand and Bilbo because he's potentially vulnerable to the take cover treachery. So yeah, it takes, well, technically it takes 8 attack to kill this, but the only way I can easily get 8 attack is just Gandalf and Treebeard. And next round I will be forced to engage Mugash's Guard, so I might as well take it now. So yeah, it is annoying that I couldn't keep Idrain up. I suppose I could have if I just banked on secret paths, but I could have gotten 2 high threat enemies, and yeah. Okay, so ultimately I guess I have to do something like this. Ready, Aragorn. Engage this guy, attack for 7. 1 point of defense removed. Deal 5 damage. If I had just 1 attack boost, 1 Blade of Gondolin, and this guy would be dead. But I don't have that. Extra threat from Gandalf. Control N. Gandalf is back over here. So, okay, exhaust Steward and immediately send one of the resources to Biffa. Spend the other one on another Dunedain warning. Erkenbrand is up to 5 defense. I'm going to heal with the Warden and then immediately ready the Warden. Twice actually. So healing Erkenbrand both times. Quickbeam would be vulnerable to that treachery if he was questing, which he might not be. Maybe I should just do Treebeard. Though with Erkenbrand at 5 defense and full hit points, that's with 2 unexpected courages, that's less of a concern. So yeah, Treebeard and Idrain. Over here, okay, I finally found Warden of Arnor, so sure, why not? I can put Arod onto Aragorn, because sure, why not? And leave it at that. I will trigger Grima's ability right now, so if, in the quest phase that is, so if I have to play Secret Paths in order to make enough progress, I can. But I shouldn't have to. Questing 2, 4, 8, 12, 15, 17, against an empty staging area, needing to make 4 progress, should be fine. We reveal, take cover. So damage, 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 and surge. Mugash's Cunning. Each player discards the top 3 cards of his out-of-play deck. Okay, I don't have a test of will. So, top 3 cards of out-of-play deck. 1, 2, 3. No enemies. And 1, 2, 3. 1 enemy. Discarding 2 cards that would have been quite nice to see. But since an enemy turned up, Mugash's Cunning does not gain Surge, but the Vigilant Orc makes an attack from the staging area. It's fine though because Erkenbrand has 2 unexpected courages and 5 defense. +1 attack for each location in the staging area. There are none. No damage taken. And an Orc Cave, which gets 1 progress from Warden of Arnor. Okay, and I would rather not travel to the Orc Cave. I mean, that travel cost could spawn no orcs, but equally it could spawn 2 orcs. And I have Asphalloth, so... and Arod, for that matter, so... why would I bother? There is 5 threat in the staging area. I make 12 progress, which is easily enough. So I get to add that extra time counter that I forgot to remove last round. And okay, after Methodress, also Idrin will ready when I explore this location. After Methodress Peak leaves play as an explored location, each player searches 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so obviously I did mention it would be nice to get back the Ent draft that I discarded, and I could do that with Second Breakfast. It would also possibly retrieve a Secret Vigil, which could be nice. On the other hand, the second Warden of Healing is just looking like a really obvious choice. I suppose I will take a look. Technically these happen simultaneously, so I think I'm okay to consider both. Okay, so the Secret Vigil thing is blocked very much, so yeah, I'm just going to take the Warden of Healing and of course the Test of Will. Oh yeah, the Secret Vigil was already blocked. I discarded Blade of Gondolin. So, yes, okay. That was pretty nice searches, though. Engage the Vigilant Orc here. Not travelling. I'm going to Asphalloth 2 progress onto this. Deal shadow cards. Erkenbrand can defend both of these. So let's go for this one first. +1 attack, doesn't matter. And nothing, he takes 1 damage. So then I will heal Erkenbrand. And actually no, I'm going to heal Grima and Biffa. Because I'm considering the issues with the take cover treachery. And then yeah, actually I only need Udrain to do this. So sure, let's just do that. And then Aragorn and Glorfindel. Oh, actually, okay, let's go for the extreme version. Aragorn and Treebeard. Kill this guy. Trigger Arod to place 1 progress on the Orc Cave. After at least plays an explored location, the first player searches 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, ultimately I think I have to take the third Warden of Healing. The Deep Knowledge was kind of tempting, but my threats are kind of high actually. And yeah, okay, so I was I guess I don't now have to debate the question of whether if I spawned an enemy in the staging area I could engage it with Aragorn, which I'm really not sure. So, extra 2 points of threat from Gandalf. Yeah, I think this is still fine. Control N. Will respond at some point. Yep, okay. Steward immediately transfer one of those resources to biffer. Over here, okay. I should definitely just hardcast Bofur at this point, because I'm not doing anything else with the resources. And over here I play another Warden of Healing. Staging area is empty. Quest 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, and reveal Methodist Lookout and Orc Skirmisher. Okay. At 6th threat I make progress, so I place another time counter. This deck is first player, so it can engage both of the enemies. After Orc Skirmisher engages a player, that player must either deal 3 damage to a character he controls or remove 1 time counter from the current quest. Obviously I'm going to do the damage, but I may want to heal first, or it may not make a difference. So let's see, I want to do Erkenbrand and Bilbo. Yeah, I can't heal Treebeard enough for him to take the 3 damage, so I guess I probably end up putting it on Glorfindel, and then I can do the healing afterwards. So, Erkenbrand, Bilbo, Treebeard, Idrian, I think. Shadow cards, only 1 shadow card. So, Erkenbrand can defend both attacks, no problem. This guy is easy to kill. And this guy is still pretty easy to kill. At this rate I might have to ditch Gandalf. In fact, I think it's probably for the best that I ditch Gandalf now, because my threats are too high and the quest is dragging on. So, Blade of Gondolin, whatever. Steward, and immediately transfer a resource to Biffa. Play Warden of Healing number 3. Everything is looking pretty great. Blade of Gondolin onto Aragorn. And I guess that's it. Quest 2, 4, 8, 11, 13, 15 against an empty staging area. And reveal Orc Skirmisher. Where are my locations? Each player searches the encounter deck and for a location and adds it to the staging area. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so I think, yeah, I want things which will allow both players to search. So I think Methodrus is a good one. Probably just both copies of Methodrus. Yeah. Yes, okay. 2 copies of Methadress. The threat in the staging area is less than the total of willpower, but there are no engaged orc enemies to make attacks, so that's fine. My willpower is fine. So I place a time counter. I exhaust Asphalth to put 2 progress on 1 copy of Methadress. I travel to the other one. I engage this orc and deal 3 damage to Aragorn. I exhaust my 3 Wardens of Healing to heal Glorfindel and Aragorn. Deal a shadow card. Erkenbrand defends. I cancel the shadow effect. Kill the orc. Trigger Arod to place progress on Methadress. Each player searches 3. 1, 2, 3. Just going to take Gildor's Counsel. One, 2, 3. Oh yeah, also Aragorn has a Blade of Gondolin, so I put 1 progress there. Take the test of will. Control N. This is one of the reasons why I don't like this quest. It's sort of a binary. It seems to be either you find Mugash way too early and you're completely unprepared, or it takes forever and you are at risk of threatening out. So obviously this is the latter situation. Play another Wandering Ent. Quest 2, 4, 8, 11, 13, 15. And reveal Surge, Methadress Peak, and Orc Trail. Okay, so first player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 11 threat. I'm making 4 progress, so that's fine. Oh no, plus 2 more for Methadress being active. In which case I'm only making 2. That's still fine. I'm going to use the Elrond's Counsel right now to get the 1 extra point of willpower, so that this definitely works. And each player searches 3. There are only 2 cards here. Erebor Hammersmith, and it's a guard. Okay. Which means this deck has Mugash. 1, 2, 3. There's Mugash. Okay, so actually that means I don't place the time counter, but instead I advance to stage 3. Keep the Elrond's Counsel, discard the Dwarven Tomb, advance the quest. You found Mugash, but the orc captain won't be taken without a fight. He howls and rages against you with the ferocity of a cornered animal. All the commotion is sure to draw more orcs to the fray, yet you must subdue the huge Uruk before you can retreat down the mountain. Okay, time 3. After the last time counter is removed from this stage, return Mugash to the staging area and reveal X encounter cards. X is the number of players in the game minus 1. Place 3 time counters on this stage. Progress cannot be placed on this stage unless Mugash is attached to a hero. If the players defeat this stage, they win the game. I explored a location, so Idrain should be ready. And on advancing to stage 3, I have to shuffle both copies of Mugash's Rage into the encounter deck. Okay. So I definitely want to travel to Methodress Peak. Now this deck is first player, so yeah, okay, so option engage Mugash. And then natural engagements go like this. When the Orc Hound engages a player, that player must exhaust a character he controls. I can exhaust a Wandering Ent. This is fine. So, okay. Don't have any feints, do I? No. Just haven't been finding them. Okay, so it's fine. Erkenbrand is 5 defense. He will defend against Mugash. Defending player discards an attachment he controls. I could probably cope with that. But equally I don't have to. I should have just played the Keys of Orthanc just in case of such a shadow effect. But I'll just cancel it. And then heal up the damage. Also heal up Idran Grima. And then Erkenbrand takes 2 damage just from the attack. And then I'm going to defend this one, deal 1 damage to the defending character. Ready the Warden after healing. Erkenbrand and Biffa. Erkenbrand takes 1 damage from the attack. And then heal him again, and also Treebeard. And he will defend this. +1 for each location, that's not a problem. So, okay. It takes 12. He's -1 defense from Aragorn. Aragorn is 4 attack against him because he's an orc and Bladed Gondolin. Whereas this is only... Okay, so actually I could just do like Aragorn Treebeard could take out Mugash's guard, and then I could ready Treebeard and go for Mugash. That would be fine. I was thinking of like some sort of shenanigans with readying Idrain via exploring locations, but I don't need to. So yeah, Aragorn Treebeard can take out Mugash's guard. I ready Aragorn with the Warhorse. Pay 2 resources from Treebeard. Also I place a progress here. And I'll Arod another progress there. And then attack with everyone to deal with Mugash. And under the circumstances, actually I think I'm going to attach Mugash to Aragorn because he doesn't quest. I don't know if, since Mugash isn't removed from play, I don't know if he counts as destroyed, so I don't know if I can trigger Blade of Gondolin or not. Or Arod. Well, I already triggered Arod on the other one. But, yeah, it's fine. Quick Beam can take out the Orc Hound. I should use Asphalloth somewhere. Yeah, of course, that's the thing. The Orc Trail will not only trigger a searches for, it will also spawn an enemy. One of these enemies of my choice. Yeah, okay, I can do that. Right now, I'm going to Asphalloth Methodress Peak. And then remove a time counter from here. Control N. And okay. Daeron's Runes. I will play that Daeron's Runes. Draw 2. Discard the Steward. On the off chance it comes up, I'm going to play the Keys of Orthanc. Aragorn should be exhausted because he's got Mugash attached. And, I mean, are there any attachments worth recurring in here? Not particularly. So let's just leave it. Over here. Oh, I finally found a feint. A bit late, but sure. And so I guess that's it. So then I'm going to Asphalloth the Orc Trail. After Orc Trail leaves players in explored location, choose an out-of-play Orc enemy, either set aside or in the victory display, and add it to the staging area, then the first player searches for. So the first player is this deck, which has no out-of-play deck, so I don't search anything. But I choose to add this Mugash's Guard to the staging area. While a player controls a hero with Mugash attached, Mugash's Guard engages that player. So no threat in the staging area is the important point here. I can play Gildor's Council, so I will only be revealing one card. Quest 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 17, 19, 21, 23. Reveal one card. Take cover. I'm going to cancel it. It still surges, but I'm going to cancel it. Surge. And Orc Territory, I'm going to cancel that as well. So that's my staging. One threat. I'm going to play Elrond's Council. And then play Dwarven Tomb so that I can play Elrond's Council again. So I'm questing for 25 against 1, making 24 progress, 23 of which will go on the quest. Before that, I want to do my last round of healing. No damage on the board. I guess technically the searches 3 happens. One, two, three. Oh! But there's no action window, so I can't play the Elrond's Council. I lost count of how many progress, but I'm already past the number that I needed. And I win the quest. So, that worked out the second time. It was looking good the first time until the one shadow card completely screwed me over. Not super fond of this quest, to be honest. The nightmare stuff sort of exacerbates some of the stuff that I'm not fond of about it. Very randomly swingy nature. But I'm glad that this worked. If you enjoyed this, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you for watching and goodbye.